Hello and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Mad. I'm your host as always, Dwayne the Captain Coffee, and we have another MCU review. And this time we go back to November 2021, where, in my opinion, it's probably the weakest, most lamest film that the MCU has put out to date so far in a lot. And yeah, we're talking about the Eternals and that lot. And it tried to dare to go cosmic, ancient, philosophical, but it was just dull. It really was dull, and it just didn't hit, it didn't land or anything that lot. And yeah, it was directed by Oscar winner Chloe Zahara, and Eternals promised to shake up the MCU formula, introduced us to 10 brand new immortal beings created by the Celestials, sent to Earth to protect humanity from deviants. That sounds like awesome, really, but what we got was just like a bloated film, stuff with exposition, time jumps, and just a painfully slow paced film, and like turns that wasn't necessary. And like the Celestials were cool to see, but other than that, it's took up to this year that anything from that film has been referenced, and that's the Celestial coming out of the ocean in his hand and head or whatever it is. That's the only thing that's come out from this film. Nothing else has. It was just a pointless, really bad film. Really, really was. Now let's talk about the Eternals themselves. We've got Icarus, Circe, Athena, Kingo, Druga, and then I think there's like 5 other more gods and that lot. With the casting is spectacular. So we've got like Gemma Chan, Richard Madden. Again, I'll spoil some of these names, so I do apologise. Kumail Angelina, sorry. Leah McHugh, Brian Tia Hendra, Lauren Ridloff, Barry Keoghan, Don Lee, Kit Harington, Samuel Hayek, Angelina Jolie. Like, some of them characters and like actors are outstanding, actresses are outstanding, but there was just not enough time to care about any of them. And it's like Marvel gave us a crash course in 10 gods, a loads of exposition, trying to just expect us to get emotionally involved before the next world-ending monologue happens. And it just didn't work. It really didn't work. Like the Eternals is like a film that forgets how to be fun, and it's like 2.5 hours, and it just takes itself way too seriously. Sure, it takes like deeper looks into like ideology and destiny and free will and moral dilemmas, but in the end it just feels like a slow history lesson being lectured by some boring old sod. It really didn't. It forgot how to be a Marvel blockbuster. It was just bad. Now I say give credit to Zoe Zahara, her eye for natural light, landscaping, stunning, and the film all in all does look outstanding. But that's only half the job. You can't have a film that looks amazingly brilliant, but just emotionally it just disconnects. The stakes never felt real. The constant flashbacks takes the wind out of any sort of momentum that it's trying to get. It was just one bad thing after another. Now, again, we'll get to the end of the post-credit scenes because like we've got 2 post-credit scenes. First off, why, for the love of God, they're just trying to tap into the pop sort of side of the fan base and stuff like that, and having Harry Styles as Ecro or Star Fox coming in with Patton Olsen's voice in the Pit the Troll. It was clearly meant to tease like future cosmic stories, but we're sat here in 2025 and there's been no cosmic stuff about him at all. Nothing, not even a mention or a whiff of anything. Like I said, the only thing to come out from this film is Celestial Island and it being adamantium. And that is the only thing. It shows you how bad this film is for that to be the only thing. Now, the second post-credit scene I was way more hyped about, and we have Kit Harington's Dana Whitman looking at the Ebony Blade and setting up his own comic book destiny as the Black Knight, which brilliant, like a UK sort of based hero. I was, yes, come on, let's go for it. But just about to touch it, you hear a mysterious voice off screen, and it's the voice of, right, again, I will butcher this, so Mahara Ashala Ali's blade. Now that should have been a massive monumental moment, teasing vampires and the darker supernatural stuff in the MCU, maybe even like really hinting at like Midnight Sun sort of stuff. But again, it's been years. Blade films been pushed back and rewritten and lost God knows how many directors and all sorts, and there's no sign of it ever being done. And then we've got no sign of Dana Whitman popping back up as well in that lot, or the Ebony Blade. It's just another post-credit scene where they set all this up and like, yeah, get ready for the next big thing, and then there's been nothing. And it's a constant problem ever since, I keep saying it, ever since Avengers Endgame. The post-credit scenes are just pitiful and laughable. And it's just so annoying. This is why, if it is not the weakest, it's one of the weakest MCU films to this date. And that's a lot of ground to cover, but it's just so bad, so bad in that lot. And I was not a big fan at all in that lot, nowhere near that lot. But anyway, what do you think about the Eternals in that lot? Did the cast hook you? Did the storyline hook you? Let me know in the comment section below in that lot. But it wasn't for me. Like, share and subscribe and all that jazz and everything, and we'll see you all next time on another episode of Marvel Mad. Thank you very much, guys, and see you soon.